guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ola. How are you all doing today? Well, today I'm going to talk to you about how my family got approved, the application process while I was here as a student in Canada. Like when I applied for my study visa, I applied just for myself and I had to leave my family back home as my family ties. Study visa is supposed to be like it's a temporary visa, temporary stay, so they need to know that you are not coming there and jackpot there. You're coming and have a reason to go back to your country if you are not able to convert your temporal stay to permanent, because they have all the pathways which you can utilize after school to convert your temporal status to permanent status. So yeah, that was why I had to just apply for myself. Don't get me wrong, some people do it as a family and they get approved, but we decided to do it that way also to give me time to like concentrate in school, then check out how the place is, so that when my family is coming they can easily you know they can easily adjust to the whole new situation, new country, and all of that. We won't all just come like blind people going to a place with kids at the same time. So that was actually why we decided to do it that way. So yeah, I have a family. We're a family of 6 here. I have 4 kids with my husband. So I applied for my family, my husband, and my 4 children. So making a family of 5 applications that I had to work on. So when I got to school in August, like school resumed in September, I had to wait. First and foremost, I had to get my study permit. As you know, what you have is visa is until you get into Canada that you get your study permit. So I got my study permit. I went to the Canadian Access Office and got my SIN number. Okay, then I waited for school to start, got enrolled, got all the necessary documents or the necessary information that I needed to help enhance our application, my family's application. So when I gathered all of that, and of course, we've been working on the proof of fund for God knows when. We know we're a family of 5 that are coming to join me, and my husband was my sponsor, like he's my sponsor in school. So you know what that means. We really had to prove a lot of money. Like you're moving with a family of you're all 6 of you coming to Canada, and then you're coming and you don't have enough money. That is one red flag for the immigration officer. So yeah, when I got all the documents available, I started the application. So with the application, I already told them that I was just coming and my family was going to stay back. So I really had to prove that I need them to come. I need them to come be with me. I need them for emotional support, for all the kind of support that I need. I need to try to demonstrate that I miss my family. I haven't been out like this. I haven't been away from my marriage for this long. And then I had to also talk about like how the weather is affecting me, how I have to start learning new things, and how I am not able to cope well in school with my classes. You just had to touch all those angles so they could see where you're coming from. And then where I am in Nova Scotia, it's a little town. It's called Kenville. That is where my campus is. Here in Kenville, it's really family oriented, like everybody with their family. I was telling somebody that there is no hope for side chick here. Like you just see a man as old as they can be with their wives holding hands. It's so family oriented. If there's anything happening, any function, anything happening, you see them with their family. And then I had to just capitalize on things like that in my letter. I stated how I miss my family even in church and all of that. So yeah, coming to documentation, what I did, I have to refer to, I had, yeah, I have to group them into different captions. Like Firstly, like economy ties, the economy ties, um, employment and sources of income for my husband. You know, he's the primary applicant, the proof of funds, proof of relationship, our children documents, even my own as a spouse documents. So, in all this, as I grouped these documents, I'm just trying to show you, yeah, my husband had a small side gig, like he sells cars in Nigeria, like not like big time cars selling aside from his 9 to 5 job. So we also have to prove that, oh, he has a business going on, and that's also a reason why he had to come back. So we had to include documents for his business because it's registered, landed property documents, and all these are under economic ties. Property documents, you know, we put all of that together and in this caption. And then hold on a second, I don't want to miss out on anything. And then yeah, him as the primary applicant, lots and lots of documents to included birth certificate. Certificates of identification, yeah, that's, yeah, anything identification that he has, um, um, plus all the old passports, the visa stamps he had on them, we included everything, um, all his credentials, all his professional certifications he had, police reports, all the courses he did, everything. We listed them under the primary applicant's documents. Going further, the proof of funds had in the proof of funds we had, of course, the bank statements, basically. See, these people want to see what you have. I understand that you have to like add, if you had you have fixed deposit, you have land, that you have a land is not really like proving your cash, like what you have, money, liquid. It can be seen like your ties, like this is property, something you have, but it's not something that is liquid, something you can go to. They want to be sure that when you come, you don't become a liability here, you and your children. You don't come here and you start looking for charity organization to give you a house or to feed you and all of that. So they want to be sure that you're capable, and to think that your wife is also studying here. School fees here, it's not cheap. You know, you look at it, it's not cheap. You're doing that, you have to like get your own job. Kids has to go to school. Fine, school is free, but there are other things that comes with kids and all of that. So they want to be sure, and you know, rent is what takes the chunk of the money. So they need to be sure that you're actually ready for this and you're not coming to become a liability when you get into Canada. So that's it about the proof of fund. Yeah, we had to actually prove that we had enough money to bring us to Canada, to bring while they stay until I finished my, because that is the story. Like, you're coming to Canada just to support your wife while you're supporting her, also supporting her, you're working and you have enough fund until her studies over, until you go back to your home country. So you need to actually prove that. If you have other sources of income, or if what you have, you think it's not enough, but you have businesses that are still generating money while you're in Canada, whatever it is, just try to prove as much. No money is too much. It's better for it to be too much than for them to say, oh, you don't have enough money. It's better. I know these things are not easy. I know this is something that it didn't just happen instantly. It was planned for, you know, and we actually suffered planning for it sincerely. So that is about the proof of fund. And then proof of relationship, yeah, of course, your marriage certificate. I even had to include pictures had to dig up my wedding pictures, pictures with families, all of that, pictures, vacations we had, places we went to, and stuff like that with our kids, things to just go a long way to prove that we are not just acting it, that it's for real, we are married. So we included that, and then the children's documents, we included their birth certificates, NIN, we got, because before they had did their passports, we had to also do the NIN, so we included that. Included their school report cards. Back in Nigeria, I got a letter from their schools, telling them that they included in the letter that they're actually coming to be with their mom who is studying, and then they'll be back to Nigeria. Talked about their performances in school and all of that, so we included that. Then over here, I had to go to, I met with, like, we have this support here where people who settle immigrants. So I met the lady and I told her, oh, see, my family is coming and I will need to like get letter from schools around here that I can include in the application. So she referred me to like program manager, the one in charge of school board over here. So I spoke to her. She sent her an email. She asked me all their details. I gave it to her. So she drafted the letter, stamped it and everything, and addressed, like, it had the stamp on it, like it was more like an acceptance, like an admission letter. When they come to Canada, they already have a school ready for them. So all of that goes a long way in trying, to build a strong application. So all that was included. Then the letter, I had like my invitation letter, my own invitation letter, my husband's letter also, his letter of you call it purpose, SOP, yeah, statement of purpose letter. And yeah, there's another letter I can't actually remember. Yeah, there were 3 letters we wrote. So we included all of those letters, looked at it over and over, edited it over and over, and then we applied. Then the waiting started. I looked at it, I was like, oh God, we've done our best. You won't allow me to just remain here without my family joining me. It was not easy, going to school. I have another video about how all the culture shocks and how I adjusted, how I lost weight. How I lost weight coming to Canada and everything. I have another video on that, but yeah, the wait started waiting. Once in a while I send email to the immigration office, send web forms, contacted the MP, member of parliament of Kings County around here, contacted them. They checked and they told me, oh, your application is still ongoing. And then the last information I got was that was about almost the 3rd month. They told me that your application is being processed by IROC. Is that IROC? I can't remember. Yes, but it was so strange. When I googled, I started searching. I realized that they are here in Canada, they are in Ottawa, and they process applications for permanent residents. And I was like, what is my family's application doing there? It should be processed in Nairobi. That night I went to bed, I cried, I prayed, and I said, oh God, please, I don't know how you're going to do this. I don't know if it's for good or for bad. I don't know how you're going to revert this. All I need to see is an approval. So that night I just slept like a baby. And then after 2 days, my husband called me and he said that he received a message from the immigration, but that he even forgot that he tried to log in that day, but he wasn't able to. Sometimes the portal can be very challenging logging, especially from Nigeria. But I realized here it's easier to log in when you're logging in from here. So I said, okay. And I was preparing to go to my part-time job. So I quickly logged in. That was in December. I logged in and I just opened it and I saw approved. I was shocked. I said approved. approved, approved. I went, I said, let me check my kids. I went, I started checking them one after the other. Approved, approved, approved. Eligibility same day. 2 days ago, they approved since 2 days ago. We didn't even have an idea. And it was that same night that I cried and I prayed to God. I didn't even know God has already done what He wanted to do. I was just worrying myself. Approved, approved, approved. I screamed. My friend, because we share a flat, I screamed. I was wailing. I was shouting. I was shouting her name. She came. She said, "Wow, I said, look at, look at, look at." I could not hold my joy. I couldn't hold it. It was the most emotional. It was, as in the peace I had that day. Like, and I was running to catch the bus because I had to use the bus. If I don't use the bus, taxis are quite expensive. I said, damn boss, I'm taking taxi to work today. I don't care. You know, I called him back and I told him it's been approved, approved. And he was on his way. It was serious. He was in serious traffic on the island in Lagos. He said, approved. I said, please don't have accident. Just go slowly. It's been approved. When you get home, we will talk, you know. That was how it was approved. I just thank God. Like, everything just happened so well, you know, as in it was like a joke. I was not expecting, because after that information I got last from the immigration, I just felt, oh, only God knows when this approval is going to come, because I was never thinking it was going to be refused. I don't know. I just said, God, you started this thing. They have to come. I don't know how you're going to do it. I know how it's like. 4 children. Four children. Like, 4 children. Ah, my dear. That was it though. That was how God heard my cry, and he blessed us and He answered our prayer. Yes, you can do it. You can do it. Like, there is no template. There is no. Everybody's story is different. You just have to be true to yourself and do what you have to do. Just stay focused. Do your research. See, we are lazy. Most times we are lazy. We don't want to do our job. We want to put in work, put in time to these things. It doesn't just happen like that. I put in so much time. Plenty of the night. Lots. I don't sleep. I go through the letter. I go through it. I input. I remove. I check. I go to website. I check. I do this. I was just making sure to make sure that everything was intact. I will go to them, so I quote them, I'll put it there, you know, everything. And yeah, everything worked out so well, and my family came and they joined me after 2 months. They came because my husband had to, there was a lot to take care of and prepare. At least my mind was at rest. I know that it's just them coming. It's not about waiting for any approval from anybody, you know. So everything worked out so well. That was how my family joined me here in Canada as an international student. Yes, international student. I have another video about how I switched my program and to a 1 year. I came with a 2-year program, but when I got here, I switched to a 1-year program. And because I had 2 years on my permits, on my visa, my family was also given 2 years visa, and then my husband was also given 2 years, as in up to my own time of work, open work permits. Can't you see how God does His things? That I switched did not even affect their own length of time. It didn't affect it at all. So yeah, I'm just grateful to God. I know you can do it. Are you in this situation? Are you struggling? Please refer to the website. I am not an immigration expert. I am not, and all these are all from my own experience, my experiences and everything that I have read. It has nothing to do with, I am not an immigration officer or anything whatsoever. All the information are there. Just go to the Canada website, look it up, do what you have to do, check online. There are lots of online groups you can join. You get information from them too, where they come and they talk about the applications, things, the mistakes they made. You can pick up from there and ensure that yours comes out well. So that is it. It's not cast on stone. It's not it's nothing that is, it's not like it's not doable. It is doable. You can do it, okay? It just takes you to know what you're doing, go for it, be focused and do it well, and you'll see God coming through for you. All right there. If you have not subscribed up to this time, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my channel. What was your experience like? Do you have what are your challenges when we apply a family here? Are you planning to apply? Can I see them on the comment section? I would like to read your comments too. Thank you so much for staying with me till this time. Thank you and take good care. Bye.
Bye, Mom.